What would Earth look like 10,000 years from now? Would the sky still look familiar, or would it be something you'd never recognize? What about 500,000 years out? Would a massive asteroid have already punched the crust wide open? Or would a supervolcano have swallowed everything in ash and silence? And 1 billion years from now, would the oceans still be there? Or would they have vanished completely? Would any humans still call Earth home, or would they have disappeared into the far edges of the galaxy? Here's what actually happens. Strap in. You just stepped into the machine. First stop, 10,000 years out. 10,000 years forward. A software crash. The decamillennium bug. Code literally cannot handle dates past 4 digits. Digital infrastructure crashes. Exactly like Y2K. Hopefully less panic. Just kidding. We'll completely lose our minds. You wander a futuristic city. You hear people talking. It sounds familiar, but you catch absolutely nothing. Not because they speak fast, because this isn't English. Only 1% of core vocabulary survives. Shakespeare feels foreign after 400 years. Imagine 10,000. Pure technobabble. Genetics safely redistribute globally. Skin tone, hair color. Smack dab in the middle of this era, humanity is a uniform blend. Maybe that finally helps us get along. Or maybe we find new things to argue about. Oh yeah, Earth's rotation slows down. One day is exactly 1 second longer. More time in the day. You're welcome. Buzzkill. Fasten your seatbelts. 50,000 years out. Things get chilly. A new ice age kicks in. The glacial period begins. North America gets buried. You're standing exactly where Chicago used to be. A full mile of solid ice is under your boots. Nothing above it, literally. Freezing wind howling across a dead white plain. Out east, Niagara Falls is completely gone, eroded entirely into Lake Erie. No explosive cinematic disaster, just cold water grinding solid rock down for thousands of years until there's nothing left. Earth is still building. Out in the Pacific, a spiffy new Hawaiian island breaches the waves. Kamaehua Kanaloa, prime real estate while everything else disappears. 100,000 years. The sky is wrong. Something is incredibly fishy. Orion, the Big Dipper, unrecognizable shapes. The stars drifted trillions of miles. Every star map ever made. Useless. The sky you grew up under simply doesn't exist anymore. 500,000 years? Some giant-ass asteroid over half a mile wide is gonna slam straight into the Earth. Nearly certain. It's gonna punch a 250-mile-wide glowing crater in the crust, set the whole damn planet on fire, and make the air unbreathable for years. And right now, you'd be coughing your lungs out non-stop, choking in that thick yellowish sulfur fart cloud. Zero warning. A blinding flash, a sound infinitely louder than your brain can process. Then a colossal wall of heat, moving faster than you can think. Ouch. Did we pack enough snacks for this miserable apocalypse? Well, to add insult to injury, it gets worse. A supervolcano violently erupts. Over 770 cubic miles of dense ash blasts into the stratosphere, enough lava to fill 75% of the Grand Canyon. To put it in perspective, it's basically the same monster that almost wiped us off the map. 70,000 years ago, the Toba eruption. No sunlight for years, no summer. Global temperatures violently plummet, crops refuse to grow. The sky is a flat grey every single day. The stink of raw sulfur is everywhere. Ugh. But then, the universe flips the script. Betelgeuse explodes into a spectacular supernova. Visible from Earth in broad daylight, it isn't dangerous at this extreme distance, thankfully, but it is the most spectacular thing any human has ever witnessed. You step outside at 2 in the morning, no flashlight needed. A massive dying star is bright enough to read a book by. It casts long shadows in the dead of night, terrifying and wildly beautiful at the exact same time. Whoa. Did we sit around quietly waiting for the sky to fall? Good news is, no. Humanity wildly spreads. We establish sprawling settlements throughout the entire solar system. Populations expand and live on isolated planets. They survive there for millions of generations. And when a biological population is isolated that long, they naturally evolve into entirely different species. You land your time machine on a distant colony world. You meet something that looks almost human. Taller, much, much bigger. Longer, thinner bones, built specifically for low gravity. Huge, dark eyes, perfectly built for low light conditions. It stares back at you with the exact same burning curiosity. You both firmly know you're heavily related. Neither of you knows exactly where to start communicating. Humanity didn't end. It just branched out. We survived. We adapted. We actually won. Let's skip ahead 50 million years. The physical map of Earth rips apart. East Africa splits off entirely. A massive section breaks away, tearing a deep trench and forming a brand new ocean basin. Exactly the slow geological process that built the massive Atlantic Ocean. Africa forcefully collides with Eurasia. The Mediterranean Sea closes permanently. Bye-bye expensive Italian beach vacations. A brand new mountain range aggressively pushes up into the clouds, packed with jagged frozen peaks possibly taller than Mount Everest. Let's take a quick peek at Mars. Mars permanently loses its tiny moon, Phobos. Martian gravity slowly shreds it into billions of jagged rocky pieces. Mars officially develops a spectacular glowing ring system exactly like Saturn's. Standing on the frozen red dust of Mars, you look up. You see a massive ring arching across the entire sky. Quiet. Enormous. No human alive today will ever see that. 80 million years back on Earth. The majestic Canadian and American Rockies are completely gone. Worn completely flat by rain, wind, and relentless time. Oh, and those beautiful Hawaiian Islands. All entirely underwater. Just empty ocean. Hold onto your butts. 100 million years. A second giant asteroid hits Earth. Same exact scale as the rock that killed the dinosaurs. Over 6 miles wide, a literal heavy mountain falling straight from space. Whatever is happily living on Earth at this time faces identical extinction odds. The last one took out 75% of all species. This time, it's somebody else's terrible lottery ticket. Never tell me the odds. 250 million years. Every single continent violently fuses back together. Pangea Ultima forms. The entire Atlantic Ocean slams shut. North America, Europe, Africa. They violently merge into one unrecognizable supercontinent. The deep interior is a brutal, waterless desert, chock full of weird, highly evolved, futuristic life. But Earth has a habit of doing this. 400 to 500 million years later, it violently breaks apart again, ripping the dry land to absolute shreds, poking holes in geography over and over. Then, out of nowhere, a massive gamma-ray burst detonates roughly 6,500 light-years from us. A dying star collapses into a dense black hole and fires twin jets of pure, blinding radiation. If it hits Earth, it's game over. The ozone layer gets shredded in seconds, flooding the planet with deadly radiation. Mass extinction hits instantly, zero warning, no defenses, no escape. Just one blinding beam from space that rewrites every living thing in about 8 minutes. And right now, if you stepped out of the machine, you'd be frying from the inside out before you even knew what hit you. We approach 1 billion years, the endgame. The moon drifted way too far from Earth. Total solar eclipses become physically impossible. That eclipse you meant to see, or the one you actually saw? Too bad. You're never getting another chance. It's never going to happen again. Deep underground, tectonic plates grind to a halt. The sun's increasing heat completely evaporates the deep ocean water lubricating the plates. The crust permanently locks up. Earth goes geologically dead. No more earthquakes. Carbon dioxide drops below the threshold needed for photosynthesis. Plants abruptly die. Without plants, free oxygen completely disappears. The ozone layer is gone forever. Complex biological life ends. Period. There's no raging fire, no giant explosion, just the air quietly turning nasty and brutal, silently making life on Earth impossible. You carefully step outside. No leaves, no grass. Things aren't burned. They aren't frozen. The air itself just entirely stopped supporting them. It's eerily quiet. And finally, 1 billion years. The sun's luminosity increases by 10%. Average surface temperature hits 117 degrees Fahrenheit. Everywhere, all the time. It's brutally hot and only getting hotter. The atmosphere feels exactly like a heavy, damp, suffocating greenhouse. The vast oceans completely evaporate. Only tiny pockets of boiling water remain at the poles. The heavy heat violently hits you the exact second you step out of your machine. Wet and thick and inescapable. You rapidly scan the dead horizon for the ocean. Gone. You look for a single cloud. Nothing moves. The silence is absolute. The sun wins. Look at planet Earth now. No water. No breathable air. No shade. Nothing alive. Just a barren, dead rock actively baking under an angry, swollen sun. You probably shouldn't stay too long. I mean, your shirt is already sticking to your back, and the smell is terrible. The human race is gone from Earth, wiped off the face of the Earth. But hopefully, a bunch of them are out there somewhere, on some exotic far-off planet, living their absolute best lives, still complaining about morning traffic, local politics, and paying taxes. Yeah, you just watched towering mountain ranges flatten. You watched vast oceans disappear into vapor. You watched a dying star explode in broad daylight. And somehow, through all of that relentless chaos, humanity found a clever way out in the nick of time. Maybe that is deeply worth holding on to. But where did they go? What exactly did they become out there in the cold, endless dark of space? That is a whole different mystery. If you survived this massive trip and made it to the very end, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to keep this time machine fueled up. The universe has laws, but we're here to push them to the breaking point. I'm Raybo, and the lab is always open. Catch you on the next one.